Welcome to the Marine Show. I'm your host, Greg Olenek. We're going to be showing you a video today called Beyond the Punt, which is a video on fisheries. This video was produced by Video Wave Productions and was commissioned by Peter Hind, which is our guest today with us. Welcome aboard, Peter.
Thank you.
So, Peter, can you give us a bit of a story behind the making of this video?
Yes, in 1972 I moved from Vancouver to Denman Island, and immediately when arriving on Denman Island I got a job with the BC Spring after Philongly Park, which was a park right on the shore of Lambert Channel between Denman and Hornby Island. And when the herring season came along the first year, I was really intrigued with the amount of activity that went on. Thousands, virtually thousands of boats, and the herring and seagulls were just phenomenal. And this went on for 14 years during the time that I worked for the Parks Branch. And as time went on, and I could see these airplanes coming in with loads of cash and paying cash for the herring, and boats getting overloaded and dumping out to the shore of the park to try and salvage some of their load. And it was just seemed to me that it was something that we should have on film. Well, at that time I had nobody that I could turn to get something going, and I eventually ran into Mike Scott from Video Wave, and that was how it all came about. And after doing the film, we had it translated into Japanese. We felt that there could be a market for the film in Japan, so we had a Japanese interpreter living on Denman Island do it in Japanese. And we're hoping that eventually we will be able to find a market in Japan for it. And the filming itself took a period of 3 days. We had airplanes, we had various boats, and camera crewmen and whatnot, and that was the...
So the video took only 3 days to produce in total, or what was the duration of time it took to actually put
Well, the actual
together?
time, we were out on the water for 3 days
Right.
at various stages, like the seine fishery, they go out first, and then the punts and the other ones. And it was a 3-day deal during the period that it took to actually do the filming. Then, of
Right.
course, there was all the editing and this and that, and of course, Mike was the one that got involved in all that. And
that probably takes quite an amount of time going through all
oh
the
yeah,
the
it was
editing
a
procedure.
couple of weeks after we had done the filming that we finally had a finished product.
And that was working full-time basis?
Well, yeah, pretty
Right.
well on a full-time basis.
Great. So where did you distribute this video?
Well, we had a write-up in the local paper,
Right.
and we had various stores selling it, and video stores, and the major portion of it was an ad that we had in the fisheries magazines, and the fishermen that were actually involved in it would send in a coupon and order through the mail
Right.
the videos. One particular boat, they ordered 16 films for all their various crew and their friends and their relatives, so that they could see what actually went on behind the lines.
That's great. So it's an educational
Oh yeah,
tool
the
as well.
school bought some in the library. You can get it at the library now, and the school board, they have them to show to the kids.
Great. Well, thank you very much for taking the time out of your schedule to come to the
Oh,
studio.
you're welcome. I thank you again.
Okay, and what we're going to be doing is at the end of the video, if you're interested in getting a copy of this video, we'll be letting you know at the end how to do such. So we'll be get on with the show. I hope you enjoy the video.
The animals sense it. The fishermen know it. Every year, around the beginning of March, they all begin to congregate in anticipation. The sleepy little community of Comox awakes to find a fleet of fishing boats has ascended upon them once again. ships of all shapes and sizes.
Of fish. Actually, we had an unlimited quota. I mean, it just you can go catch 100,000 tons and process it, and you know, ship it to Japan. As we were catching all this volume back in the early 70s, as high as 75,000 ton was caught, and today's quotas are down to about 30,000. You know, there were some stocks that were almost being depleted, so management had to come in effect. The Department of Fisheries came along and they started assessing spawn.